is proposing this motion.
Thank you, Chairman and delegates and comrades. First of all, I'd like to thank the branches and constituencies for putting forward their environment motions. And I'm proposing in particular is motion number 91 from the Central Council about water policy. And there's a couple of things I wanted to say about water policy. First of all, access to water and sanitation is a human right, and it's written into a number of conventions, including the International Convention on the Rights of the Child. And a lot of the debate talks about water as if it's a consumer good, but water is not a consumer good. It is essential for life. The use of water for sanitation has saved lives. And for example, in the recent public health programme about swine flu, people were advised to wash their hands thoroughly in the home. So that's how important water is. And the other point I would make, because I don't think a lot of people perhaps realise this, is that water scarcity in Ireland is not an issue. There are droughts of water, and there's particular reasons for those droughts. But in terms of, surveys in surveys basically of 32 countries have found that, water comes way down the table in terms of water scarcity. It uses about 1.7% of its available water resources, compared to some countries which use 40% of their available water resources, and that's some countries in Europe. That is a very important point. Now, where there is a problem in Ireland is in relation to the waste of water that is treated for public supply. And in fact, that's a huge problem in Ireland, much more so compared to other countries. So that we have waste of water, which is called unaccounted for water, of up to 60% in some local authority areas, through leaks, leaking pipes and leaking mains. And, after the years of the Celtic Tiger we still have that problem. You would have to say why. And the government has been spending in the region of 500 million a year on water infrastructure for a number of years, and yet we still have this problem with much of that water going down, basically literally down the drain. So what I would say is that the priority for any national water strategy, and that's what's needed, I mean the government hasn't had that, and the other point I would make is that obviously a lot of money was spent by the government over the last few years supplying water for new houses that were never occupied. So that was where the priorities lay, in terms of providing water infrastructure for the developers for houses that were never needed. But what I think should be the priority over everything else in terms of water policy should be to deal with the problem of leaking mains and waters, and there needs to be an investment in the water infrastructure throughout the country. Thank you. And I commend all the motions on the environment to the conference. Thank you.